Bonjour everyone and welcome to my new channel, The Waves of Your Soul readings. This is gonna be our sacred space, our little sanctuary where we can focus on tarot readings, pick a card readings, monthly guidance, all meant to empower you and to give you tools to help you navigate the oceans of your life. I'm so excited to be creating this sacred space for us all. Some of you might know me from my other channel, The Waves of Your Soul, where I get to be a deck goblin, where I get to share my love and passion for tarot and oracle decks. I will still continue posting on that channel. I just really felt called for this year onward to start creating a separate sacred space for us for our readings. And if it's your first time hearing from me, hi, welcome. My name is Maureen. I'm a French tarot reader, hence the very strong frog accent, and it's such a pleasure to have you here. For your 2025 year ahead reading, we will be pulling tarot and oracle cards. We're going to be doing some astrology, which is divination through dice. We're going to get an overview of the year ahead, what are going to be the energies for each sign, what are you invited to focus on for each sign, as well as ways you can invite more joy, more fun into your life. I really wanted these readings to be nourishing, gentle, and empowering so that you can start the year the best way possible. For ease of navigation, I'm going to split the videos into 4 categories: fire signs, water signs, earth signs, and air signs. Each different video contains 3 different signs. I do encourage you to check out your sun, moon, and rising signs so that you can get the most complete reading for you. You can find all the other videos in the description box so that you can navigate. This is kind of an a la carte menu. I invite you to follow your intuition, but if you want the most complete reading for you, then you can check out your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. In the description box, you will also find all the decks I'm using. I'm using a different decks for each of my signs. And as of course, with all of those readings, I do remind you that tarot is a compass. It can help you navigate your way through life, but you remain the captain of your own ship. I'm so excited you're here. I'm so excited for this new chapter we're gonna write together. So let's get into it. Welcome to your reading, my Aries sun, moon, and rising. My sun sign is in Aries, so I'm super excited to be doing this reading for us. This is going to be your year ahead reading. We're going to look at the big themes for my Aries. We are going to look at how you can have the best year possible, ways that you can introduce more joy into your life. I want to try and make this reading as nourishing and as uplifting as possible. I know the end of the year can be exhausting. I know we've all had a lot to go through collectively in 2024. I want to try and make this reading as gentle and uplifting as possible. We're going to get a bird's eye view of the year 2025, so we're not going to go into too much detail month by month, as I will be coming back and do monthly readings on my channel anyway. We are though going to be doing something fun, as you can see today, because we're going to be doing astrology, which is some divination through dice, which is going to be a lot of fun, as well as of course pulling some tarot and oracle cards. Huge deck goblin, they're my passion, so of course we have to pull some cards. Talking about the decks, in the description box you're gonna find all the names of the decks I'm using. I am choosing a different deck for every sign. I do encourage you to check your sun, moon, and rising sign so that you can get the most complete reading tailored to you. This is like an a la carte menu, so you do you boo, but if you want the most complete reading, then I invite you to check your sun, moon, and rising. Okay, so my Aries, let's get into it. We're gonna start with astrology, which is divination through casting dice. In order to do that, we have these beauties right there. These are going to represent the themes of the year for us Aries, and I do want to say, if you are wearing headphones, this is a moment to put them out, as it can be super loud while I throw them. Just a little heads up. But without further ado, let's have a look at what are going to be the themes of 2025 for my Aries, sun, moon, and rising. We have already a lot going on because okay, there's a lot going on. We have the arrow, we have the hand, we have the magic wand, we have the bolt, lightning bolt, we have the little smiley face, a lock, the tower, a tent, and a footprint. First thing I'm getting is magician energy. I'm getting magician energy for me when I'm seeing like the arrow, the hand, and the magic wand, magician from tarot. This is giving strong manifesting vibes, wanting to manifest, wanting to create, wanting to co-create with spirit, the universe, God, source, whatever you guys want to call it. There's a really big theme for my Aries around co-creating reality and around wanting to manifest our reality. I see 2025, there's an empowerment. So maybe some of us might feel a little bit relieved after finishing this whole like Pluto transit, and now Pluto being in Aquarius, cardinal signs are getting a little bit of a breather. So that could give us a bit of empowerment. That being said, I mean, I'm not an astrologer, so I won't go into planets too much, but I did notice that next year there are quite a few planets coming into Aries. I believe we have Saturn going into Aries. I believe we have Neptune going into Aries as well. I might be wrong, but there's definitely at least Saturn and another big one. I forget if it's Neptune or Jupiter, but there's like long transits next year of planets going into Aries, giving a lot of energy in our signs. And you can tell here because we have a lot of like pow energy. We have the arrow, which is all about focusing on going after our goals. We have the hand and the magic wand, which, like I was saying, is all about co-creating, manifesting. We have the lightning bolt, which is about creativity, inspiration, divine inspiration, potentially strike of genius, potentially falling in love with someone. In French we call it coup de foudre, literally like a lightning, falling in love with someone, love at first sight. You know, there's a lot of like energy going on here with a sense of wanting to lock ourselves away from the world as well. Look, it's so interesting. We have this line which is super like power, energetic, active, strikes of genius, wanting to go after our things, wanting to focus after our goal, wanting to manifest, and then this line which is like leave me the hell alone, I need some me time. We have the lock, we have the tower, we have the tent, and we have the foot, which for me relates to the hermit as well in energy, the idea of walking our own path. So I would not be surprised, my Aries, if next year we feel like this balance between wanting to go all out and achieve things and being very like go-getter energy, balancing that with very introspective quiet time and wanting to lock ourselves away in our little like hermit mode and needing some introspective quiet alone time. So it's gonna be interesting to line stride these two very different energies, but honestly this is something I've noticed for all of my signs, generally speaking, because collectively 2025 is a year 9, right? If you do 2 + 2 + 5 makes 9, which in tarot is the card of the hermit. So collectively we all are going to be navigating the waters of the hermit card. For my Aries specifically, and it was the case with a couple of my other signs as well, it's even more so it's the case of one needing next year to spend time alone, needing next year to do things that nourish us, to do things that replenish our energies, to need some me time, to need some quiet time, to need some introspective time, to potentially need some time in nature, or sometimes with just our family and loved ones. We can unplug so that we can recharge our batteries physically, emotionally, spiritually, and so that when we are ready to face the world, we are coming at the world with this energy of co-creation, manifesting, going after our goals, wanting to create change. I'm really hearing that Aries could be ignition. Aries being the spark for change, the spark for newness, sparks for new chapters amongst your friends group, amongst your family, amongst your work. There's an idea of you initiating change next year. I mean, that's our job anyway as Aries. We're the first sign of the zodiac. We're very good at starting new things. We're very good at initiating change. Specifically next year though, there is an even bigger, with these energies, ability for us to the spark, to start a new chapter, to influence others towards starting something new. But in order for us to fully accomplish ourselves in this role, we're gonna need to balance that with quiet time, introspective time, making sure as well, I'm hearing my Aries, that we take time for our physical health, mental health, that we rest, that we take time to prioritize our well-being, because we won't be able to pour from empty cups. There's definitely themes here around also focusing. There's like some goals that my Aries have in mind for next year, and you guys are very, very focused. It's a different energy from my other signs. So we're gonna see what comes up with the card, but I'm loving this determination, Aries. This is a vibe. Okay, let's see what the cards say. In terms of the tarot deck that wanted to work with you, we have this one, which I'm so happy it wanted to work with us, Aries, because this is my favorite deck of the year. We have the Dreams Within Dreams tarot, and when I asked if it wanted to work with Aries, it literally jumped out. So I'm very excited to be reading with this for you, as this, like I was saying, is one of my favorite deck of the year. I wanted us to start with an archetype, so I thought it would be super cool for us to work with 2025 energies by looking at it through an archetype, an embodiment of attributes, qualities, ways of beings. And I thought that a nice way for us to do that could be to use Greek mythology, gods and goddesses, as a way to work with archetypes, because they are very archetypal energy. They're easy to relate back to our day-to-day. And of course, don't worry if you don't know anything about Greek mythology. I don't know who this is, we're going to discover together, but I'm very familiar with Greek mythology, so I'll tell you who it is. It's going to be a really nice way for us to look at energies, archetypes, ways of being, qualities that we are invited to either embody or work with next year. So who are we invited to embody, to work with next year? My Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Let's see which god, goddess came through. Wow, okay, we have Athena. I love that for us. Okay, Athena, for those of you who are not familiar, is a Greek goddess of wisdom, of intelligence. She's a warrior goddess and she is smart, okay? She is super smart. She's clairvoyant. As you can see, her animal is the owl, and so her attributes are obviously her wisdom. She's very wise, warrior-like energy because she's a warrior goddess, as well as her ability to analyze, to focus, to see things clearly, her clairvoyance, her ability to really discern things clearly, to see things clearly, and to make right decisions. That makes so much sense for us now for Aries, why we had, remember with the dice, this top line with like the arrow and the magic wand and everything, very like powerful energy. Working with these qualities of Athena, it's an invitation for us to first strategize. Like I was saying, I would not be surprised if my Aries, you're already working on your next year's goal. Even right now in 2024, I would not be surprised if you guys are already thinking what it is you want to do next year. If you have any travels you're thinking of planning, if you have any life goals you're planning on, if you have any career moves, if you have any like personal journey, personal development goals, you guys are not waiting for January to set that up. You're already thinking about it right now. I really feel that, and this is an invitation to strategize. I'm also hearing with Athena to focus and being organized, okay? Which I know for us Aries can sometimes be difficult because, like I was saying earlier, we have the impulse to start things, but sometimes it's hard for us to see things through because we get super excited about a lot of things, we get super creative about a lot of things, and sometimes finishing long-term projects can be hard. We might lose our fire along the way, right? We're a great sign to start things up, but for a long-term project, sometimes it can be harder for us. She can help us, Athena, work with those energies so that throughout the whole year, for the 12 months, we are focused, we are organized, we are looking at things long-term, we are developing a way to commit to our goals long-term without losing our inner fire, without losing patience, without losing creativity or enthusiasm. Athena is inviting us next year to really tap into her wisdom of working with her mind, of intelligence. She also is asking us to tap into our innovative, creative side. She was often a patron for a lot of heroes. She encouraged people to be brave. She encourages people to be bold. She encourages people to fight for what they believe in. Again, she's a warrior goddess, so it might invite us as well to tap into this warrior-like energy, which is very Aries. But remember, Athena is warrior-like energy with wisdom. So she's like, use your wit. Don't act before you think. Think and then use your inner fire to go after things, right? It's like instead of going full force towards something, being super spontaneous and thinking about the consequences after, she wants us to pause, think, make a plan, and then use the inner fire that is so Aries to go after what we want, but from a place where we have actually made a plan and committing to see it through. So I think she can really help like Aries hone in our power and make it a force to be reckoned with. It's really like the arrow that is finding its target, like in the dice. Another big theme for me for working with Athena is that she's going to invite us to pay attention to our well-being, specifically our mental health next year. She wants us to keep a clear head, a cool head, so trying to avoid drama, trying to avoid like noise, you know, external white noise. She wants us to keep focused. Look, we have a book in the background, we have knitting, we have reading, we have writing. These are very focused kind of activities. And remember, we had this dichotomy with the dice between going all out and spending time more quiet, you know, very more hermit vibes, introspective vibes. We do have these more quiet kind of energies here with knitting, writing, reading. It's an encouragement for us Aries to also potentially spend time next year doing activities where we can focus, but where we can come back to ourselves. We can come back to ourselves and come back to the present moment and ground. So things like, for example, knitting, drawing, coloring, cooking, journaling, those very like quiet, introspective activities that allow us to come back to the present moment, that can help clear our mind, recharge our batteries without it spending too much energy, right? So this is also an invitation to tap into those kinds of activities, my Aries. Clear your mind and help you come back to the present moment. Overall, my Aries, I really do feel like with Athena on our side, there's a lot we can accomplish as long as we remember warrior-like energy can be balanced with strategy, clairvoyance, planning, logic, practical mind, innovation, focus. Those are all things we're invited to work with, my Aries, for next year, as represented by Athena as an archetype. Okay, so we're gonna start pulling our tarot cards now. I wanted to focus on three big things, like I told you at the beginning. I want this reading to be bird's eye view and also quite empowering and uplifting. So the first thing we're gonna be looking, what can 2025 bring in the sense of our dreams, true calling, visions? What can 2025 bring for us in those big areas, like big life manifestation, our goals, our dreams, all of that? And we will look at what we need to focus on day to day, so related to goals, productivity, habit. Where are we invited to spend our time, our intention, our money, our energy? So what we're invited to focus on next year. And finally, my favorite part of the reading, for all of my signs I've said this because I think it's important. Where can we find more joy, more peace, more fun in our life next year? How can we have the best year possible? How can we make it a good year? It's important. So we're gonna start with dreams, true calling, vision. What is 2025 gonna bring in terms of dreams, true calling, vision, big life manifestation? What can we expect 2025 to bring? For my Aries, I think we had a jumper. 7 of Cups, okay. We'll pull a few cards. With 7 of Cups already, I'm getting a feeling that Aries, we're gonna have to make sure we don't get distracted next year. Because we have a lot of power. Yeah, there you go, look. We have the 9 of Cups. We have a lot of power for accomplishing things that are gonna make us feel really good, accomplishing things that we've been thinking about, desiring and dreaming about for a long time, things that relate to our personal fulfillment, things that are relating to our happiness. When the 9 of Cups comes, it's like there's opportunities next year to really achieve big goals, big dreams, manifesting things that are gonna make us feel good, that are gonna make us feel fulfilled, that are gonna make us feel like life is worth living, right? With the 9 of Cups, it's all about enjoying our life, being proud of the life we live in, enjoying the people around us, enjoying the environment we've created. Life not for what we have, but for the joy, the love, the beauty it brings us. So it's a great feeling, but we have the 7 of Cups saying, don't get distracted. Remember, we have Athena encouraging us to stay focused, strategize, make plans, don't get distracted, forget about the external noise. It's time to put some blinders on, my Aries, and to really focus on you, focus on what it is you want. So there's potential for fulfillment, happiness, big beautiful things happening, co-creating with spirit, manifesting, as long as we don't get distracted, as long as we don't start to look at what other people are doing, or we start to procrastinate, or we start a million different projects and never finish one. You know that vibe. It's a really, Athena wants us to focus and make stuff happen. Let's see, we had another jumper. Look, we have justice. So it's a balanced year. It means that with justice, you are reaping what you've sowed. So hopefully you've been, watering good seeds and you've been spreading good energy out into the world. If that's the case, then you can be sure that you will be rewarded for the energy you've been spreading out. When justice comes, especially related to life missions, big dreams, life coding, things like that, she's letting us know that we are gonna finally reap what we've sowed. Also with justice, we have a sense of fairness, of equilibrium, of balance. So again, for me, this is an invitation next year to find a way to be more centered potentially than we might normally be with my Aries. It's a year where we really have to balance this fire, warrior-like energy with more rationality, that's a bit less potentially spontaneous and more thought through, if I can say that. She's inviting us to find a perfect balance, to line stride between our very fiery side and potentially and this more logical mastermind kind of energy that is Athena, so that we can truly make the moves we want. So justice is inviting us to find balance, to find equilibrium. I think if we try and remain focused, balanced, and with this sense of perfect equilibrium. So for example, for those of you who are overworkers, she's inviting you to make sure that you are scheduling time for rest, for pause, for nourishing your body. If you spend all your time alone, she's inviting you to go out there and meet people, and the contrary, if you spend all your time with people, she's inviting you to spend time with yourself, get to know yourself better. So it's really an invitation to not go into the extremes next year, my Aries, but to find the perfect equilibrium so that everything is in flow, okay? So that's the vibe I'm getting, but there's definitely opportunities for emotional fulfillment specifically. Again, as long as we don't get distracted and that we remain focused and clairvoyant, okay? And also fair. I'm hearing fairness is going to be a big theme next year. By putting out good energies, kindness, compassion, empathy, fairness, those are the energies that can come back to us, Aries, next year. Let's continue for my Aries. What are you invited to focus your time, your energy, your intention with? What are you invited to focus on next year? We have the Four of Cups. Okay, exactly. This is an invitation to that sometimes enough is enough. Sometimes you don't have to always strive for more, always try and do more, always try and produce more, always feel like you are not doing enough. Sometimes it's okay to be content and to pause and to rest and to feel like this is enough. I've done my best, I've tried my best. I'm gonna allow myself to be happy with what I've done without feeling like I always have to achieve more, do more, try harder. This for me is an invitation to remember that whilst the warrior-like spirit is strong in Aries, I know that it's part of who we are. With Athena, she's reminding us that warrior energy doesn't have to be exhausted. Higher energy that's constantly going to fight. Not everything has to be a struggle. Sometimes we can just be content and just be at peace, and we can prioritize our well-being. Look, she looks so peaceful, so resting. So with the Four of Cups, this is an invitation in the day-to-day, my Aries, to find ways to nourish yourself, nourish your soul, nourish your mind, nourish your bodies. Remember, we had this idea of activities that are very like restful and that can really help you focus, but at the same time clear your mind. Things like knitting, things like coloring, things like journaling, cooking, reading, ways where you can be in the moment for like an hour or two. You have to focus on what you're doing, but at the same time it doesn't hurt your brain either, right? Because it's a pause in your day, back in the moment. It could even be dancing for some of you guys. You come back into your body. Here it could be spending time in nature. It's an invitation to nurture, to be tender, to balance again this warrior-like energy with more tenderness, more gentleness, more nourishment for ourselves. Okay, let's see what else we have, what to focus on. With the Five of Wands, I'm hearing don't pay attention to what people are doing this year, my Aries. You have huge opportunities to focus on yourself. You can make stuff happen. With Athena, you can really work all year towards your goals, one step at a time. Of course, balancing with the well-being, making sure you take care of yourself, all of that. But there's opportunities to find perfect balance and to be in the flow and to, go after your dreams. Since there is no point wasting time looking at what other people are doing, comparing our past with someone else, comparing our successes with someone else, looking at if they got there faster, if they are growing faster, if they're evolving faster, what people have that we don't have. All of that comparatitis illness that we might fall victim to, especially in this day and age with social media. We can see what everyone is up to. It's easy to assume that they live a better life, that they have it better, they have this, we don't, blah blah blah. This is really like, don't pay any attention to what other people are doing. This year, my Aries, you gotta focus. Remember, focus, you have Athena, on you. You gotta focus on you. If you feel like you're suddenly comparing yourself, you are comparing your successes, you're comparing your growth, you're comparing your relationships, your success, whatever it may be, then it's time to pause. It's time to unplug and focus on how can I feel more rested? How can I take care of my body? How can I take care of my mind? How can I nourish my soul? Okay, very important. We're gonna look now on ways we can have fun, ways for my Aries Sun, Moon and Rising to bring more fun, to bring more peace, to bring more joy, ways to have a good year. Knight of Wands. I mean, this is one of our significators, obviously. It's Knight of Wands is fire energy, very Aries. With the Knight of Wands, in the sense of having fun, it's a reminder that whilst we are gonna be asked to be more focused, be more organized potentially, and to tap into this very wise side of Athena, this like wise warrior archetype, we can still work with our passion, our creativity, our sensuality. This will always be part of us, right? As Aries, we can count on our sensual sides, our creative sides, our passionate sides. So ways to have more fun is to remember to tap into those passions, the hobbies, the things that make you feel excited, joyful. What can you do in your day-to-day that makes you feel like that makes you feel truly alive? I don't know, maybe for some of you guys, like I was saying, a physical activity like dancing, maybe it's the way you dress yourself, maybe for some of you guys it's a passion you have, a hobby you have, maybe some of you guys sing or play an instrument, some of you might be travel plans that you have, for some of you it might be romantic relationship, dates that you go on that make you feel excited. In what ways can you continue to nurture the inner fire in your life, your passion, your sensuality, your creativity, your inner fire? Remember to feed it this year. It's part of who you are, my Aries, and like I was saying, there's a lot of planets going into Aries next year, so it's gonna be conducive to us working with energy, I think. Let's see what else for my Aries. Ways to have a good year, ways to promote peace, to promote fun, to promote joy. The devil. Okay, you know what? When the devil comes up as this area, so it's not the shadow side of the devil, it is actually the fun side of the devil, right? In this area, this is not the bad side of the devil, the shadow side of the devil. This is the devil that represents, again, our impulses, our passion, our sensuality. Is going to be a very big theme for my Aries. Sensuality, sexuality, all of that. In impulses, working with our instincts, working with our raw natures, following our passion, following what makes us feel alive. Those are all going to be big themes for my Aries that you can work with to have a good year. It's dropping inhibitions, it's bursting out of cages, it's freeing yourself, daring to be free, daring to try new things, daring to have fun, daring to be bold. When the devil comes in, it's like an invitation to embrace the raw primal sides of ourselves, right? Especially when it's coming up in the light side of the devil in the particular placement of this card. So it's inviting us to, again, have more fun, be daring, be bold. Of course, don't put yourself in danger, right? This is not what I'm saying. Be sensible, be responsible for your life, but there is something to be said about being a little bit, daring a little bit, going outside your comfort zone, trying new things. Maybe some of you guys will completely change the way you dress because you feel called to change that. You want to embrace a new aesthetic. Maybe some of you guys will, I don't know, go travel alone for the first time in your life because you really feel called to do that. It's like dare to be brave. I'm hearing dare to be brave, dare to have fun. For some of you guys, it could be finally going on dates after being on your own for a long time, or it could be like finally joining a group you've been thinking about and you finally dare to do that, meet new people. It's the vibe. It's going outside your comfort zone, being a little bit daring. That's going to be also ways to have a good year next year, my Aries. Okay, we're going to wrap it up with your oracle cards. Let's see what we got. We have play with the dolphin, so the dolphin could be an animal guide for my Aries next year. And look, we had the Knight of Wands, we had the Devil. Yeah, don't forget to have fun, my Aries, next year. It's going to be super important because we have this very focused, logical, warrior, wise warrior kind of archetypes that is asking us to commit to long-term goals, that is asking us to see things through, to work on our project. We have to balance that. Remember, we had Justice asking us to balance with fun, because otherwise we're going to lose the impulse. So it's balancing the focus, determination with fun, right? It's important. And you can work with dolphin energy, which is very linked to inner child, to bring more fun into your life. Okay, we have the revolutionary. Yeah. I mean, yes. Remember at the beginning I said Athena is oftentimes the patron of some heroes. She picks up few heroes and she kind of like sponsors them. I have a feeling that Aries are gonna be the spark for your families or group of friends or at work to initiate change, to start new chapters, to change the status quo. I was getting that vibe next year that some of you guys are really going to be changing the status quo, going to be the spark. You're going to create ripples and it's going to affect other people, but they won't be able to do it on their own, this change. And so you're going to be that root of the change. You're going to be the spark that lights the fire. Look, we have the revolutionary, so I would not be surprised if that's the case. And that can manifest in lots of different ways, right? At work, in your family lives, in your interpersonal relationships. in your friendships, all of those things. For my Aries, it's an invitation to step into this revolutionary, this change harbinger kind of vibes. Love that for us. Okay, this is gonna be our animal guide for the year. We already have the dolphin, but let's see. We have the horse, free spirit. Of course, give yourself the space and freedom to express your creativity. I mean, very devil and knight of wands. I love that. So the horse is gonna be an animal guide for my Aries next year. So maybe some of you guys are going to learn how to ride a horse, or you're reconnecting with this idea of riding horses if that's something you used to do. Maybe some of you will be seeing more horses in your dreams, in real life, whatever it may be. There's an idea that horses as a symbol could come up, and I'm hearing specifically if some of you guys are Aries and your Chinese sign is horse. That's even more applicable, this idea of free spirit. 2025 freedom for those of you who have horse, Chinese signs plus Aries signs, okay? Let's see what else we have. Surrender to your full power. Wow, love that. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. I mean, yes, Athena does not play it small, okay? When she wants something, she gets it. You know, she was a ruling goddess of the capital city of Greece. She managed to win over Poseidon to rule the capital city of Greece. She got what she wanted. When she had her eyes on the prize, she would get there. She would embody her full power. She was a powerful goddess, like I said, a warrior goddess. So here we have the idea of stepping into that energy, stepping in that full power. I love that. It's gonna be last message for what the year ahead has in store. A little message from your inner child. What does our inner children want us to know about what 2025 has in store for my Aries? And look, oh my god, we have the genie make a wish. I mean, I love that for us, honestly. This is very, for me, it's going back to this idea that I was saying. A lot of you guys are not waiting for the 1st of January to make your new year resolution. You're already strategizing, making plans. Make a wish. You have the genie card. Love that. And we had the 9, we had the 9 of Cups, which is very wish card in traditional cartomancy. So we're gonna wrap it up with a little mantra for the year. I love this little deck right now. It's bringing you a lot of joy. So I'm putting a mantra for all of my signs. What is gonna be our affirmation, our mantra for the year for my Aries? I'm willing and excited to grow and learn. Beautiful. That's your mantra for the year, my Aries. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought you something of value. If you did, don't hesitate to like this video. You can comment. I love to read you. I try and respond to all of my comments. You can subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Of course, put the bell on to be alerted to all of my future videos. Those are all free ways to support my work. Thank you so much to everyone who takes the time to do that. Next year we'll have more readings, monthly readings, pick a card readings. Until my next video, I just want to wish you a beautiful year ahead. I'm sending you so much good vibes, and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye! Okay, my Leo, welcome to your 2025 year ahead reading. Whether you are Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this is going to be the reading for you. We will be looking at the year ahead. We will be throwing some dice first, a little bit of astrology, which is divination through dice. I thought that could be fun. And we will also, of course, pull tarot and oracle cards. And I'm picking a different deck for each of my signs. So I encourage you to check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising sign so that you have the most fulfilling, complete reading possible for you. I want to keep this reading both very encouraging and supportive, as well as a bird's eye view of the year ahead. We're not going to go into too much detail. I want to keep this as a general overview. As I will be doing monthly reading all year, we go into more details for like career, love, daily life, all of that. But for this particular reading, I wanted to give us an overview of the energies for my Leos. I have a Leo rising, so I'm excited to see also what this reading will reveal to us. Today we're going to start with astrology, which is divination through dice. If you are wearing headphones, you might want to take them out while I throw them because it can be a little loud. Just a heads up. But we're going to start by looking at what the energies are going to be for my Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What are going to be the energies? What are the vibes? What do we need to know for the year 2025? Let's have a look. Okay, so the first thing I'm picking up energetically, there's a couple of things coming up. First, I am hearing that this is a great year for learning. For my Leos, if we have the book, we have the magnifying glass, we have I'm picking up energetically, and we also even have the tent, which for me is this like hermit vibe. I want to focus on doing my thing, focusing on taking some time off, focusing on, extracting myself from the world and potentially focusing on something. Specifically, I'm hearing learning related, so I would not be surprised if for some of you guys, you are going back to school, you're taking a course, you're really into reading books, listening to podcasts. There's something here around expanding your knowledge, learning something. Maybe some of you guys are learning a new language, maybe some of you guys are learning how to drive, maybe some of you guys are like I was saying, taking a course, learning a new skill. There's something here that, like going to classes, there's something around learning, expanding your knowledge. It's giving a Sagittarius vibe in the energy of the student. Well, I know this is my Leo reading, but you know, the eternal student, beginner's mind, wanting to open your mind, learning new skills. That's a big theme. Knowledge, expanding your knowledge, reading, like getting information, practicing new skills. That's going to be a big focus for my Leos in 2025. I'm also hearing needing that next year is going to be a year where you're really invited to go with the flow in the sense of timing, right? We have the clock, which for me can sense that it's linked to divine timing. Sometimes we have to give up on the timing we have in mind and just embrace going with the flow a little bit. I think next year, one of the big lessons is going to be around that, around knowing that sometimes we have to go with the universe flow. I think next year there's a big focus for you guys around going with the flow, embracing the universe's timing, and knowing when it's time for you to go full force, to put the pedal to the metal, really go full force towards your dreams, and when it's time for you to potentially not strive so much. Maybe I'm not saying like stop working towards your goal, but definitely like taking things a little bit more easy, taking time for rest, pausing. I feel like next year there's a big like invitation to embracing divine timing. So if there's delays, which I'm hearing there could be specifically at the beginning of the year, if you've been thinking about wanting to do something and for some reason or another in January, February there are delays, don't get defeated. It's just postponed, I'm hearing. So it's not like it's never gonna happen. It's just that you're gonna have to embrace delays, different timings, things like that. I know it's specific, but that's coming through. We do have the rainbow here. We have the smiley face. So for me, energetically this year, it feels easier than 2024. The rainbow comes after the rain, and we do have the smiley face here. There's two smiley faces in my dice. So one of them is not happy, one of them is happy. You guys are lucky, you got the happy one. So happy plus rainbow is like, finally I can breathe, finally I can see the light at the end of this tunnel. You know that I'm hearing that song, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I think, who is that by? I can't remember the name, but it's a song that goes, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone, it's gonna be a bright sunshiny day. It's a beautiful song, I really enjoy it. It's a very happy song, and that's the energy I'm getting from my Leos. Definitely this year, it's easier to see the sunshine, it's easier to see the rainbow. It feels like a lighter year in terms of energies than the year before, so we love that. You will definitely avoid feeling the struggle if on top of that you embrace the divine timing that is going on and you just decide to go with the flow a little bit. It's not carelessness, but it's the idea of letting go, of surrendering. I'm hearing the vibe for my Leos for 2025 is, I'm surrendering to the universe's plan. I know what's meant for me will come to me, and if I embrace the universe's timing and plans, I'm gonna have a much better time than if I'm trying to swim against the current. So I see you guys really going with the flow as a way to enjoy yourself and avoid any drama and any like struggles. That's not the vibe. We're done. My Leos are done struggling. No more struggling. It's all about enjoying. It's all about chillaxing. It's all about seeing the rainbows. It's all about working towards your goal, but not in a way where you have to really swim against the current. You're done with that. Like, I'm really hearing, I don't want to struggle anymore. I just want to embrace the good, focus on what brings me joy, focus on the good times, focus on the people in my life that bring me joy, the activities that bring me joy, and through doing that, I will make sure that I can get to where it is I want, okay? I also had the phone here, so in terms of energies, it's letting me know social media at a whole could be important for you guys. So maybe it's because you're doing online learning, you know, we had the theme of learning, maybe you guys are deciding to be more vocal on social media, to grow your social media platform. Maybe you are starting your YouTube channel or your podcast. Maybe you're like growing your Instagram following. Maybe you're starting an online business. I don't know, there's something here around communication, internet, social media that's gonna be important next year. Maybe some of you guys are joining online dating, something like that. Maybe you're learning a new language through online courses. I don't know, there's something here around social media, internet, communication technology being super important next year. And finally, it's interesting because we already had that for my Sagittarius. We had similar, the mask and the sheep. My Sagittarius had that as well. So if you guys have also Sagittarius moon, sun, or rising, it's a repeat of that message. It's a confirmation with the sheep and the mask. And I feel like, honestly, I'm predicting it. We're gonna see with my other signs. I'm filming my fire signs first. I have a prediction. We're gonna see these dice for a lot of my signs. I think 2025 there's a sense of rebellion, of deciding to drop the mask, of deciding to no longer pretending, and of deciding to be unapologetically ourselves, and potentially deciding to embrace being the black sheep, no longer wanting to follow societal expectations, family's expectations, what our colleagues and our friends and our partners and all of that are saying, but wanting to create our own path. And I think that's really going to be something that is going to be for a lot of the signs. We do have, from already the end of 2024, we've had Pluto move into Aquarius, which is very that. It's like I'm embracing being the black sheep. I don't want to follow traditions anymore. I want to revolt. I want to rebel against the systems and the structures that no longer work. I want to make my own path. I want to create my own legacy. I want to drop the mask and be unapologetically myself. I want to stand up for what I believe. Those are all vibes that I think the collective is gonna feel, but definitely my Leo strongly. So that's what I'm getting for my dice. We're gonna move on to cards, so let's get into it. For my Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, I have chosen the Supernova Tarot. All the names of the decks are going to be in the description box. It's a fabulous deck, so hopefully you will enjoy it. I also have some pre-pulled oracle cards. The first one we're going to be looking at is this one. This is a Greek god or goddess. I wanted to start these 2025 card readings with an archetype, and I thought we could pull from Greek mythology because they're very applicable to our day-to-day life, because I feel like they're quite well known. If not, don't worry, I'll tell you who they are anyway, depending who you got. And I thought it would be a nice anchor for you guys to know that you can either work with this deity, this energy, this archetype, and knowing that this is also an archetype you're invited to embody. You're invited to embody the energies, the qualities, the attribute of this archetypal energy. So we're gonna have a look for you guys. What is your energy? What is your archetype? Again, linked to Greek mythology for 2025. Let's see who you got. Ooh, wow, you have Eros. Ooh, I love that. Okay, I love that for my Leos. This is a love year, okay? This is a year where love in all of its form, whether it's obviously romantic, whether it's friendships, familial love, interpersonal relationship in general, super important for my Leos in 2025. For my singles, it's a great year to meet someone. For those of you who are in a committed relationship, great year to deepen that relationship. I'm like, here we're talking like marriages, we're talking like moving in together, we're talking like taking things to the next level, we're talking like deepening all the relationships in our life, nurturing the friendships, nurturing our familial links, chosen family or blood family, all the ways that we are connected through love to another human being. Again, it doesn't matter if it's a romantic partner, a kid, a friend, a colleague, or a parent. Doesn't matter who it is, we're linked, a pet even, we're linked through love to many different beings. This link of love, this loving like interpersonal relationship, this web of your connection is going to be at the forefront of your life in 2025, my Leos. With Eros, who is as a god of love in Greek mythology, we are opening the door to nurturing relationships. We're opening the door to new connections, meeting people. We're opening the door to deepening the relationship we have. We're opening the door to healing the potential like hurt and heartbreaks and like miscommunication that we have and disruption that we might have in our interpersonal relationship. Really seeing the world through a lens of love. So I'm seeing that for you guys it means either meeting new people, deepening the relationship you have, healing some relationships. It's a great time for also Eros, being the god of love, for following your heart. Your heart, what makes you feel passionate, what makes you feel like this inner desire, this intense desire. That's very Eros. Eros does things through what his heart tells him, not what his mind tells him. So this is an invitation to follow your heart next year. Don't think about what it is you want to do. Think about what you feel you should be doing, right? Your heart, how do you feel? Does it make you feel good? Does it make you feel bad? Does it make you feel excited? Does it make you feel nervous? Does it make you feel scared? Does it make you feel like, you know, feeling is very, very much your compass next year. I'm hearing opening the door to desire in all of its form, not just sensual desire, although that could be a big theme as well, but here it's more desire for life. It's wanting to enjoy life. It's a sense of an invitation to opening the door to desire for everything. Wherever you can invite this sense of desire, this sense of passion, this sense of even audacity, I'm hearing, it's gonna be a big theme for you guys for 2025. And I mean, we have Madonna here for my Leo card, which I think she very much embodies all of this Eros energy. So it's a fun little synchronicity here for sure. It's an invitation to opening yourself to love through the relationship with others, but also with yourself. If you guys are on a self-love journey, 2025, it's a beautiful year for you guys to really learn to look at yourself as your most beautiful love story. You can create the most beautiful love story between you and yourself. You can regain confidence. You can regain this idea of, again, passion. You can regain an idea of inspiration, of care, of love for yourself as well as others. I'm hearing beautiful. So definitely we love that for my Leos. Big theme around love, like I was saying, whether it's you for yourself, self-love, or for others. Hey, let's start to pull some tarot cards. Decided to keep this quite, again, general. We're not going to look at too many details. I want to keep this as open as possible. We're going to look at dreams, true calling, visions. This is for 2025, what you're invited to do towards your big goals, big manifestation, your visions, your dreams, all of that. Then we look at goals, productivity, habit, which is what you're invited to focus on next year. So focusing your time, your energy, your money. Are you invited to focus your energy on? And then we look at what you can do for, in my opinion, the most important part of the reading. We need this right now and always. What can you do to invite joy, peace, and fun in 2025 in your life? What can you do to have a good year, right? To have a beautiful, fun, a joyful year. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. We're going to pull some tarot cards to cover these. Let's see what we have for your dreams, your true calling, your vision. King of Cups. Okay, see, already it's like follow your heart. Don't think through 2025, feel through 2025. Really, 4 of coins. Okay, and strength. We have your guys card, because strength is the card for my Leos. What you can do to work towards your dreams, your big life manifestations, your life vision, all of that. King of Cups, he doesn't think through things, he feels through things. He follows his emotional intelligence to make the right decision for him. So really, again, an invitation for my Leos, navigate through how you feel. Your heart is your compass next year. It's not about making logical decisions that you can explain to the people around you. It's around making sure that you feel like this is the right decision for you. If you feel like it is in your heart of hearts, then chances are it's good for you, right? If you feel called to something, then you have to heed that call. It's gonna be a year where you really have to pay attention to how you feel, your heart, and what excites you, what you feel called to do. Sometimes in a way that is not gonna be explainable, and that could be a little bit tricky to navigate, because you might feel called to do things that are not logical, that are not explainable, that don't necessarily make sense on paper, and yet there's a reason why your soul is calling you to do that. So it's an invitation to follow it regardless. So 4 of Pentacles, again another card that was recurrent in my Sagittarius, and again a card I feel we will see in other signs as well, I think, because there's so much going on collectively. It's very 2024, I mean ever since 2020 there's been a lot collectively. There's a lot going on. 2024 was no difference, and I have a feeling 2025 will be just the same, if not even more. We are invited collectively, and even more so for my Leos, to take time to pause, to nurture ourselves, to rest, and to make sure that we are checking in with the energy reserves we have physically, emotionally, spiritually, so that we don't overspend our energies on things that drain us. This energetically 2025, it's a hermit year, right? If we do like 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 2 is 9, 9 is a hermit. So for the collective, there is an invitation to embrace this hermit-like energy sometimes, where we make sure we nurture our physical health, our mental health, making sure you've got enough energy levels to do the things you want. So as you have to prioritize next year, making sure that you're taking care of yourself, your physical energy, your emotional energy, your mental energy, your spiritual energy, so that you can focus on the things that bring you joy, and that you can focus on the things that you want to achieve. We have strengths, meaning that there's a sense here of truly resilience, literally strength to go towards what it is you want. Strength is a beautiful anchor that can accompany you through any challenge. It's letting you know that whatever you face, you can come out on the other side. You can really find this sense of resilience, of bravery within you to go after what it is you want. But you do have to make sure that, and again, I'm saying this is for my Leo, but honestly, I think it's going to be for most of my sign, making sure that we check in with ourselves and we don't drain our energy on things, people, situation, relationship that are not pouring into us, but are instead feel like it's a leakage. It's an invitation here to block any leakage. We don't want to leak energy, we don't want to leak anything. We need all the energy we can next year to achieve our goals. And it's also pouring into situations, relationships, activities, habits, ritual that will raise our energy level, raise our ability to do things, and make us feel again like we have enough battery in a battery to move forward. So check in with your inner battery next year, follow your heart, and again, if you have big goals, if you have big dreams, I do sense that you have the strength, the resilience to manage to go for it, to achieve your goals, as long as you don't waste your time, energy, intention on things, people, situations that drain you, because that would be a shame. Okay, let's continue. We have goals, productivity, habits. So this is what you're invited to focus on next year. Focus your time, focus your intention, focus your energy. Let's see what we have for all of my Leos. We have the Three of Pentacles, and we have Judgment. So Three of Pentacles and Judgment. In terms of what you guys are invited to focus on, there is an invitation here. I'm hearing first, don't hesitate to ask for help. You don't have to do things alone. My Leos, with the Three of Pentacles, we always have the indication that someone else around you is very willing to give you a hand. So it could be at work, you decide to take on a group project, you decide to work with another team, you decide to do a brand deal with another. If you have your own business, you collaborate with another brand or another business, you get an intern, you get another member of your team to join in, you expand. If it's in like day-to-day life, it's around asking help from friends, family to do something. Collaboration, community for my Leo, super important. I'm hearing you don't have to do things alone. And remember, you had Eros, which is the god of, again, love, connections, the god that represents our connection with all of the loving relationship we have in our life. So if we nurture beautiful relationship in our life, whether it's friendships, romantic partners, colleagues, families, chosen families, all of those, it means that it's an exchange, right? There's an energetic exchange there. And I have a feeling that for my Leo, if you need something done, you just have to ask for help. You will find help, you will find support. Community, collaboration, sharing, working together towards a dream, teamwork, people getting together towards a common goal is super important next year. Here, embrace reaching out, embrace asking for help, embrace community, embrace the idea that there's a beautiful network around you where you can give and receive. It's a very beautiful exchange here, and I think next year is energetic, like give and receive, and we love this. I think community as a whole is going to be very beautiful and nurturing for my Leos. We also have Judgment, especially when around what we need to focus on is really this idea that the universe is calling and asking you to pick up. I'm hearing the call is coming from inside the house, meaning that again we have this reinforcement of the message that next year, follow your heart. Even if you get called to do things that don't really make sense. I don't know, you feel called to go to a new place you've never been. You feel called to join a class. You feel called to write a book. You feel called to call a friend. You know, those random light bulb moments we get in the shower of like, why do I feel called to do that? It's so random. It's not random. Next year, this is gonna be the light bulb moments. It's gonna be those that light the path for you, my Leos. Follow the light bulb moments. Follow the soul's calling. The call is coming from inside the house. You just gotta pick up. This is your spirit guides being like, hello, we have a message from my Leos. Can you answer the phone? We've been trying to reach you. You go straight to voicemail, but we're really trying to give you some messages right here. If you follow those random light bulb moments, those really strange, out of the blue inner callings you get, those feelings you get, this is the way that your spirit, universe, your guides, whatever you guys believe in, your angels, your ancestors, they're trying to communicate with you through this way, and they're trying to lead you towards arriving where it is you're meant to be. So don't disregard those random, like I was saying, light bulb moments, random spur of the moment, random impulses you might get. They could lead you exactly where you're meant to be, exactly where you belong. And I think that's important to note. Okay, we're gonna continue with joy, peace, fun. Very important. We need that. We need that. So how can you nurture joy, peace, and fun next year? How can you make sure that it's a good year for you, a fun year for you, a joyful year for you? Three of Wands. Okay, I'm hearing adventure. I'm hearing going outside your comfort zone. I'm hearing travels. I'm hearing going places you've never been, going to restaurants you've never been, trying food you've never tried before. You don't have to plan a huge trip abroad, although for some of you guys, I'm definitely saying travel abroad. If you have that on the mind, it's a big yes. Travel abroad, discovering a new culture. This could be traveling in your mind. Remember, we had the idea of knowledge. It could be around you guys deciding to learn a new language, deciding to learn a new skill. We're opening our horizons. We're seeing what's out there here. We are coming out and looking, peering beyond the garden wall, and we want to go and explore the world, whether that's physically through, like I was saying, traveling, going to new places, going to new restaurants, going to a city you've never been in, whatever it may be, or whether it's in your mind, exploring new places, new things, new concepts. Very important here to open your horizon. It's going to help you have fun. It's going to help you next year to make it a really beautiful year for you. Oop, we also have the Hierophant. So for me, this is linked to spirituality. For my Leo, could be a big theme here. Embracing potentially a spiritual practice if you don't have one, or maybe it's deepening your spiritual practice if you already have one. It's around making sure that you continue to connect with, again, your guides, your higher self, through your heart and through picking up to those little souls calling you. Those are going to be ways that you can have a beautiful year. With the Hierophant, we also have an idea of finding a mentor. So maybe, and remember we had collaboration and community, so maybe next year you find someone, a teacher, a mentor, doesn't matter in what field. I don't know, maybe you guys have been wanting to learn woodworking and you find the best teacher, and they don't just teach you about woodworking, but they also teach you about life, because they have a beautiful philosophy, they have a beautiful outlook. Super random, but in my mind's eye, I'm seeing, you know that movie Karate Kid, where the kid goes and he learns karate from a Japanese teacher, but he doesn't just learn karate, he learns a philosophy about life. This mentor teaches him about life, about his values, about honor, about strength. I feel like for you guys, there's this vibe of like finding a mentor, a teacher that can teach you not just the skill you want to learn, but also about life in general, make you grow as a human being, and that's beautiful. I love that so much. We're gonna wrap it up with your oracle cards. I've pre-pulled them, I've not yet looked at them, so we're gonna discover them together. Let's see, first we have some oracle cards. Let's see what you guys have. We have connect to heart. Oh my god, you guys, I can't make this shit up. We have connect to heart, and we have withdraw. Look at this cute fox. I can't, it's so cute. Obviously, connect to heart, it's a repeat of everything I've talked about the King of Cups. Follow your heart. This will not lead you astray. And we have dog symbolism here. So I don't know if you guys are dog owners or if you think about becoming dog owners, but this is a big synchronicity around dogs, potentially dogs in your life, potentially a dog who passed, who's saying hello, an encouragement if you've been thinking about getting a dog. This is a big yes. I feel like dogs in general, as the energy, could be important for my Leos. So I love that. I mean, that's beautiful. And dog is also linked to friendship. And remember, you had Eros, which is all about interpersonal relationship, which also include friendship. So for me, we also have, again, next year, beautiful time for friendship, community, connection, finding people that make you feel loved, supported, nourished. It's gonna be a very, very big theme for my Leos. And look at this card, it's so cute. We have withdraw. It's connected to this hermit, like I was saying, number 9 here, and this 4 of Pentacle energy for my Leos. You are encouraged to make sure that sometimes you pause, sometimes you rest, that you manage your energy better next year, that you really save energy for what it is you want to do, for what you feel is worth you pouring love, intention, and time into, and that you don't waste it on things, people, situations that drain you. If you need to rest, if you need to put your phone on plane mode, if you need to take naps, if you need to disconnect, if you need to say no, it's okay. It's okay to do that. There's also a big, again, invitation to withdraw when you need. Love that. Okay, let's see what else you have. Surrender to the wisdom of your body. Listen to your body's message about a person or a situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. I mean, this is everything we've talked about. So there you go. I won't repeat myself, but I think the message is coming across. Sometimes the universe is like, did you pick up my message? Like, ring ring, the phone is ringing, did you get my message? Because if you didn't, I'm gonna give you 3 more cards that say the same thing, just to make sure you got what I'm trying to say. This is the vibe for my Leo. I love it. I'm here for it. Hey, this is gonna be your animal for the year. So let's see who you have. Animal guides. So let's see your animal. Oh my god, you guys. Dog. What did I just say? I can't. Okay, we have divine service. How can you serve yourself better? Yeah. Look, connect, it's so close, connect to heart, service. Here we're talking about serving not just others but yourself. Again, very Eros-like, or connecting to the heart. Look, the light is coming from his heart, and it's all about serving yourself, serving others. Have the sense of community. I am hearing, my Leos, that also you have to make sure next year that self-love, self-care is important, that you also pour into yourself. You know, the dog is about unconditional love, not just for others, but for ourselves. And this is also a big encouragement to get that doggo. And if you do, please send me pictures because I love dogs. Let's continue with your oracle cards. Message from your inner child for 2025. Let's see. And we have, oh look, we have the Jungle Book, and it's about, it's a French deck, but I'll translate it for you. Une douce insouciance means a sweet carelessness, I think is the best way. You know that song from the Jungle Book? I think you guys in English you say the bare necessities, which is all about enjoying life in the moment for what it is. You don't need much to be happy. This is the vibe, and this is the vibe for my Leos for 2025. You don't need much to be happy. You don't need to worry too much. You don't need to strive. Again, we're going back to the idea of not wanting to struggle, not wanting to strive, just wanting to go with the flow. The bare necessities, that song, enjoying life, a swim in the river, a little bit of sunshine, a delicious fruit, beautiful relationships, beautiful friends, romantic partners, familial relationship, chosen family, just enjoying life, simple pleasures. Love that. Honestly, love. So such a beautiful reading for my Leo. I'm excited. We're gonna wrap up the reading with a little mantra, because why not? I'm obsessed with this deck right now. I want to give you guys a little mantra for the year ahead. What is the mantra for 2025 for my Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising? Your mantra for the year. I don't always have to be strong. I am allowed to ask for support. Remember, you had the 3 of Pentacles. You can ask for help, my Leo. Honestly, next year you don't have to do anything on your own. You're gonna be supported. There are people, community, friends, a network around you who are willing to help you for what it is you want to do. Rely on that, and they'll rely on you too. It's better together, I'm hearing. It's better together. Beautiful reading for my Leos. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it brought you something of value. If you want to support my work, I encourage you to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Again, make sure to check your Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. Throughout the year, I'll be doing monthly readings. I want to thank you so much for your presence. Until my next video, I'm sending you so much good vibes, and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye! Welcome to your reading, my Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So today we're going to be looking at your 2025 year ahead reading. We're going to be throwing some dice, we're going to be pulling some cards. It's going to be a good time. We will look at what you can expect from 2025, trying to prepare for the year ahead. I want to try and keep this reading as encouraging and uplifting as possible, as I feel like we all need it after the end of the year that was 2024. So I'm going to try and focus on things that that can help us, that can support us. I encourage you with all of those readings to check your sun, moon and rising sign so you get the most kind of fulfilled reading that's tailored for you. I'm gonna start by getting the energies from throwing some dice and see what comes up. If you are wearing headphones, this is the moment where you potentially want to take them out while I throw them, as it can be a little bit noisy. Just a heads up. So let's see, what are going to be the energies for 2025 for my Sagittarius sun, moon and rising. Okay, we have the moon, the world, the star. Let me put everything together so we can see what's going on. In terms of the energies for 2025, it's a big year for my Sagittarius. It's a big year. We have big energies. We have already 3 of my equivalent of like major arcana in my dice set. We have moon, star and the world. So already it's letting me know that it's a big year. There's a lot of big energies. It could be a capital year in terms of your personal evolution, in terms of your sense of self, in terms of your personal journey. Do sense that it's going to be a year where you're going to want to be focusing on your personal growth, your personal journey, on things that really relate to you, your sense of self, your sense of accomplishment. I would not be surprised if you guys have big goals that relate to your personal growth next year, whether it's in your career, relationships, whether it's in your spirituality, whether it's in your day-to-day life, your physical health journey, whatever it is, it's relating tightly to a soul calling, something you felt called to do. There's a project or a dream that you guys have of accomplishing next year that's really coming up to the surface. So maybe you guys are thinking of, this is finally the year where I'm gonna be potentially launching my YouTube channel, or maybe it's the year where I finally start writing my book, or maybe it's the year where I finally decide to travel on my own to this new country I want to go to. I go for that promotion at work. There's something there that is giving me the vibe that for my Sagittarius next year you want to challenge yourself and you want to grow and expand your sense of self, especially with like star, moon and world. We have this idea of expansion, of wanting to go and see what's on the other side of the fence, of the other side of the garden, climbing over the garden wall and exploring what's out there. Here also for shadow work, I feel, you know, sheep and this shadow, it's like I no longer want to be following convention, following society's conventions, following in my family's footsteps, following in what people are telling me. I don't want to be the sheep. I want to make my own way and literally disrupt things, disrupt the status quo and go and create my own future. So there's a sense here of rebellion with the sheep, of like I don't want to be the sheep anymore. I want to rebel. I want to embrace being the black sheep of my family and doing things differently and maybe having a different life from my cousins and or my friends and or my colleagues. And I don't mind if I do have a life that is definitely unique and different from what everyone else is doing. I don't mind if my goals are different. I don't mind if my manifestations are different. I want to stand up for myself, disrupt the status quo and finally grow in the way that I want. Big year for shadow work. We have the shadow here. It's a year where you guys are going to really be facing your fears, facing obstacles and deciding to do things anyway. There's like with the tower, specifically with these two we have a sense of home. So there could be a big focus on moving home, changing home, renovating home, buying a new home, finding a place where you can call home. There's like a big theme around home for you guys, for my Sagittarius. So I wouldn't be surprised if next year either you move or you change your home, like I was saying, paying attention to the way it looks. Maybe you buy your first home, maybe you sell your home. There's something here relating to the home environment, your house, your flat where you live, your physical reality, wanting to separate yourself from the world, disrupt the status quo, and being able to do that by finding a home where you can relax and chill in those times where you need to recharge your energy. And finally we have the masks. For me the mask is this idea of really it's a year where you decide to stop pretending and you decide to drop any masks you might have been carrying and you decide to really fully embrace being yourself, your true authentic self. Wouldn't be surprised if amongst your guys' new year like resolution we have a sense of wanting to be unapologetically yourself, deciding to no longer hide, no longer people please, no longer try and fit again in societal norms, no longer try and do things because you think that's what is expected of you from society or your family, your partner or your friends, but really deciding to drop the pretenses and listen to yourself. It's a big vibe for my Sagittarius of reclaiming your sense of self, of deciding to do what's good for you, I sense, and to reclaim this idea of, even if it doesn't please people what I want to do, I'm gonna do it for me, and I'm gonna do it this year because I'm sick of waiting, I'm sick of fearing the results. I'm just gonna go for it and see what happens. I'm getting full vibes from my Sagittarius. We'll see what cards come up, but I'm getting energies of like taking leaps of faith, taking risks, being brave, trying new things, going outside your comfort zone. Those are all big themes for my Sagittarius. For you guys, I've pre-selected a tarot for all of my signs. There's gonna be a different tarot deck that we use. For you guys, we will use the Sundar tarot, which is this beautiful Indian inspired deck in honor of my friend Angie, who created this deck and who is a Sagittarius. So I wanted to use this deck in honor of her because I absolutely adore this one. It's beautiful and I know that you guys will enjoy it too. Let's before we start putting some tarot cards, I've got some pre-pull oracle cards. We'll discover them at the end, but the first thing I want to look at is your accompanying energy for the year. This year I wanted to work with Greek myths, Greek gods specifically. I thought it would be nice to pick a Greek god or Greek goddess for each of my pile as an accompanying energy because they're so relatable. They are easily applied to archetypes and energies of our day-to-day. So for my Sagittarius for 2025, the energy that can accompany you this year, which can also be the archetype that you're invited to embody this year. Let's see who you guys had. Wow, you have Apollo. Okay, so this is an invitation for my Sagittarius. I mean, Apollo, the sun. So already we're in fire signs here. It suits my Sagittarius very well. We have an indication here. So for those of you who might not be familiar with who Apollo is, he's the god of the sun, the god of poetry, the god of all sorts of arts. He is good at everything he does. Apollo is a perfectionist. He's the god of many things: poesy, prophecy, the sun, the arts, music. He's very smart, he's very beautiful, he's perfect. He's a perfect god in that sense that he succeeds in everything he does. And he's related to the sun, so he shines bright. So there's a sense of warmth and light coming from him. So in terms of the energy that you guys are invited to tap into, to embody next year, well, first up, if you guys feel called to, of course, you can work with Apollo energy. He is your accompanying energy for the year. In terms of embodying those energy, it's because he is the god of the sun. It's an encouragement to shine your light, to be fully embodying this idea of warmth, of a bright light. I would not be surprised if next year you are a light in the life of others. You are showing the way, you are brightening their day. Your warmth, your smile, your positivity, your encouragement are all gonna be very important for you and for the people around you. So there's a sense that next year you can really help make people's life better as well as your own, from your positivity, your sense of warmth, of generous spirit, and of being literally a light in people's life, right? Being a sun in people's life. So that's very, very beautiful. I love that for you guys. That's one of the qualities you're invited to embody next year. Apollo is the god of so many things, that is good at everything he does. There's a sense of really next year having the opportunity to narrow it down and focus on some goals you've been meaning to do. You will have the energy to reach them as long as you don't mind hard work, because Apollo is in Greek mythology, he drives the chariot of the sun, and he does so every day. Well, it doesn't matter if he's tired, not tired, every day he shows up and he carries the sun across the sky. So there's a sense of commitment, of repetition, of honing your skills, of showing up for yourself, for a goal, for something you want to work at daily, day to day to day to day. I see my Sagittarius is really wanting to hone in, perfect their skills, perfect their talent at something, perfect their skill at something, and really committing daily. Practice. There's a sense of structure, there's a sense of like getting better and better, to the point where you are becoming an expert at something, and there's a sense of showing up for yourself again and again. Eight of Pentacles energy almost I'm getting from you guys, so I would not be surprised if it's a hard-working year for you guys next year. If you feel called to, if there's something big that you want to achieve, I don't know, like renovating a home or starting your own business, something that's going to require effort, showing up for yourself. Maybe you're going on a new physical health journey, I don't know. There's a sense of showing up daily. We show up every day, we get up and we take a step towards our goal. he can accompany you and help you towards that. Apollo is also the god, like I was saying, of the arts, specifically poetry, music, things like that. So it's also an encouragement to tap into that side of yourself, the artsy, creative side of yourself next year. You could find a lot of inspiration from that. And finally, a big part of Apollo is his sense of link to prophecy, right? Because Apollo was very well known for his oracle in Delphi, where people could go to ask the oracle for prophecy, and the oracles would divine and tell them their fortune, peek at the future. So for my Sagittarius, there's also a sense here that your intuition, your ability to prophesize, to divine, to try and predict, to look ahead. Those are all big strengths for you next year. Developing your intuition, trying to tap beyond the veils, trying to predict what could happen. Those are all talent and skills that I think you'll become very good at next year, that you can rely on. I think overall next year, you guys, there's opportunity for you to shine, to become better, or maybe even the best at something. As you know, Apollo is also linked to laurel, you know, the laurel crown that we would put around the heads of victors in the Olympus Games, etc. So it's also linked to victory in that sense, and to being the best at something. There's really opportunities for you guys to win some medals, win something, being the best at something, becoming an expert at something next year. I don't know, maybe some of you guys are into sports and stuff and you win competitions. Maybe some of you guys are at work, you are being elected like the best salesperson of the year. Maybe you guys are like you work for yourself and you excel at having the best year that you've ever had in your own business. Or maybe you succeed in finally buying the home you've been wanting to, or planning that trip you've been thinking about. There's a big opportunity for a win there that comes from, like I was saying, practice, showing up, hard work, commitment, being and becoming the expert at something, becoming really the best at something, as well as there's an idea here of being a bright light, a lighthouse in the storm, I think. So I would not be surprised if in your interpersonal relationship we also have a sense that people are coming to you for advice. They need an ear and a shoulder, they need a friend, they need advice, they need someone to see them, support them, love them. You could be that light in people's life next year. I would not be surprised if that's the case. So those are all going to be the energies and archetypes that you are invited to embody next year, and honestly I love that for you guys. Okay, let's pull some tarot cards. I want to keep this reading not too long, so we're going to look at three things, really three important things in my opinion for next year. First we look at is dreams, true calling, vision. What next year you can do in terms of working towards your dream, working towards your vision for your life in general. How is 2025 going to affect this true vision, this true calling you have, those dreams you have. We'll also look at what goals you're invited to focus on, what goals, what habit, what productivity you're invited to really spend your time on, what you're invited to focus your time, your intention, your money on. The most important, in my opinion, I told you I wanted to keep this reading quite encouraging and supportive. Where in your life or how can you bring some joy, peace and fun? Because we need that, right? We need that. So that's what we're going to be doing. And then of course throughout the year I do monthly reading every single month from January to December, and this is where we go in a lot more depth for like career, love, everything like that. But for this 2025 year ahead per zodiac, I wanted to keep things a little bit more overview, bird's eye view, just so we could have a look at the year ahead. So let's start. In terms of dreams, true callings, visions in 2025, we have the Four of Earth. I might have to do it like this. Let's see. We have the Warrior of Dagger and we have the High Priestess. Okay, so for my Sagittarius Sun, Moon and Rising, in terms of life goals, big dreams, life vision, things like that, we have Four of Earth, High Priestess, Warrior of Dagger. For me, it's truly a year where in order for you to achieve your goals, to go for your dreams, to manifest what it is you want, you're gonna have to make sure that you tap into your intuition. Remember, we have Apollo, which is linked to prophecy, to like really looking at beyond the veil, to trying to like foretell. So it's important to follow your intuition, to follow your psychic gifts, which I believe we all carry. It doesn't matter if you believe you are gifted or not. It doesn't matter if you believe you are intuitive or not. You are. We all have intuition. We can all tap and develop those gifts. This might even be something you guys working towards next year, is honing your intuition, honing those clear gifts that you might have, whether it's clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, all of that. You're really gonna be invited to follow your intuition and to trust in your own guidance next year. I'm hearing don't pay too much attention to what other people are doing, their own path, their own ways. The way they did things is not the way you're gonna be doing things. So don't try and find like so much advice from outside. Don't try and ask people opinion. Don't try and look at what other people are doing as a blueprint for what you need to be doing, because you have your own blueprint, you have your own path, your own journey, and you're invited to listen to your own intuition to follow that. Because look, she's looking at the future, right? She's looking this way. Warrior of Dagger, it's truly a year to act. If you have any big goals, big manifestation, this is the year to start doing the work, to start acting, to start putting things into place. I'm hearing like action cures fear. So if you guys have been postponing things, procrastinating things because you're worried it's not going to work out, then it's really the year to face those fears and do it anyway. It's going to be a very action driven kind of year for you guys, but you have to make sure that you spend time as well rejuvenating yourself, resting, taking care of your body so that you don't burn out. So there is a balance you need to find between acting towards your goals and making sure you keep some time for yourself, you keep some time for your well-being, maybe some for rest, for pause, for taking care of your body. I mean, look, she's meditating here, so it could be an encouragement to start meditating or continue your practice, finding a mindfulness practice that helps you, maybe spending time in nature, just nurturing your mental health specifically, I'm hearing, so that you can be hearing the voice inside your head, your intuition, which will lead you towards where it is you want to go. So your intuition will not lead you astray, but in order to hear what your intuition has to say, you've got to make sure that your mind space is as clear, quiet as possible, that it's not taken over by anxious thoughts or by our inner saboteur or our inner critic or anything like that. And in order to do that, you're really going to make sure next year that you also prioritize pause, rest, time for yourself, and activities and practices that will make you feel at peace. Okay, so love those energy for you guys. Beautiful. Let's move on to goals, productivity, habit. This is going to be what you're invited to focus on next year. So it could be focusing your money, focusing your time, focusing your intention. But what are you invited to focus on, my Sagittarius, in 2025? Look, we have another 4. 7 of Earth. I pull one more. And we have the World. Beautiful. We did already have this sense of world in the previous, with the dice. Remember, we had the little planet, the Earth planet, which for me is linked to the world. 4 of Daggers, 7 of Earth, and the Universe, which in this deck is the World card. We have a sense here for my Sagittarius. In terms of goals, it's gonna require a bit of patience. Like I said, there's a sense with this 4 of Daggers, 7 of Earth, and the World that with the World we know we can achieve something huge. It's a huge achievement. It's a big achievement. We're closing a chapter. I would not be surprised if energetically for my Sagittarius this is a world year, like in the sense of maybe even if you do your yearly tarot card, you end up getting the number 21, because there is a sense of accomplishment, of finally achieving something big, of closing a big chapter, of reaching a big goal. But to do that, it's gonna require patience, focus. And again, we have this idea of rest once more, of making sure that we pause, of making sure that we don't overdo this. I'm hearing from my Sagittarius, the vibe is this is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So look at the year long term. Don't try and rush everything, get everything done by January so that you burn out. No, you're playing the long game, my Sagittarius. Whatever it is you're wanting to achieve this year, it's a long game. And you're looking at this as, yeah, you're playing the long game. It's gonna work out. What you want, you can achieve it. You're just gonna require a little bit of patience with the 7 of Earth. You can't be picking those fruits until they're ripe, otherwise they're gross. So you gotta wait until it's the right time, and you're gonna really prioritize pausing, taking some time for rest, spending time on taking care of your body, your physical health, your mental health, restoring your energies, because for me, for my Sagittarius, you're playing a long game. Like I said, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, but you've got this, you have the world. So whatever it is you want to achieve, I think it's a really good encouragement. Just don't burn yourself out in the first 2 months. Try and look at big, like I was saying, bird's eye view, trying to look at the bigger picture. And I'm hearing small steps towards the goal. It's okay, one step at a time. It doesn't have to be huge leaps. It can be daily little efforts, but trust me that they will get you to where it is you want to. Beautiful. Okay, the last thing we're going to be looking at before we look at your guys' oracle cards is going to be what you can do to nurture joy, peace, fun for next year. Very important. We need that in the world right now. So for my Sagittarius, we have some jumpers. What do we have? We have the Raja of Daggers, so King of Swords. Then we have the Rani of Flame, so Queen of Wands. Ooh, okay. First, Queen of Wands, it's an invitation to tap into, I mean, she's your queen, you know, as a Sagittarius, she is the queen of fire, so she's the queen of all the fire signs. She's very at home in your sign, my Sagittarius. With the Queen of Wands, we have an invitation to tap into your passionate, creative, fun, daring, bold, sensual side. This is an invitation to go and spend a night out dancing with your girlfriend, for a shopping trip where you buy yourself a piece of clothing that makes you feel absolutely beautiful and sexy and charming. It's an invitation to go for a haircut that makes you feel your best. It's an invitation to go for that dance class that will make you feel like you can just have fun and enjoy yourself and be passionate and creative and fiery, right? She's badass, this Queen of Wands. She's, like I was saying, she's confident in herself, she knows how to have fun. So it is an encouragement for you guys to focus on activities and daily practice that make you feel your best, that make you feel sexy, confident, brave, that make you feel fiery, badass, that make you feel fierce, that make you feel confident, whatever that looks like for you guys. It's also an invitation here, I'm hearing, to have fun. Whatever you can do to have fun, be spontaneous, trying new things, trying new food, a new restaurant, going somewhere you've never been. This is all very Queen of Wands. We do also have the King of Swords, so it's an interesting thing because the King of Swords doesn't really know how to have so much fun. He's very good to work with when we need to cultivate inner peace and help us get a handle on our mental health, specifically trying to bring inner peace, trying to calm our thoughts, trying to ease anxiety, worry, all of that. So he's also, I think, here again, we did have this throughout for you guys, throughout the reading, a sense of potentially wanting to cultivate a mindfulness practice, like invite inner peace into your mind, a way to ease your worry and anxious thoughts, maybe paying attention to your inner dialogue, paying attention to your mental health, paying attention to what you can do to bring mindfulness into your day-to-day, whether that's meditation, coloring, whether it's taking a walk in nature, whether it's reading, whatever you guys do, breathing exercises, doesn't matter, whatever you guys do like doing to come back to yourself, clear your mind, really bring inner peace into your life. So we're gonna wrap it up by looking at your guys' oracle cards. I have pulled a few, we're gonna discover them together. So let's have a look. What do you guys have in terms of oracle cards? We have soul work and we have ascension. Yeah, it's a big year for my Sagittarius. We have the bee, again, from it's linked to work, you know, soul work. You guys have some big goals, some big dreams. It's the year you can achieve it. You just have to commit. You just have to play the long game again. But there's opportunity here for you to really achieve and succeed at something you've been thinking about for a long time. So we love that. Ascension, you're being called to step outside your comfort zone. You're being called to free yourself, and you're being called to really, yeah, ascend, heed your soul's calling, I'm hearing. So big year for my Sagittarius. I love that. Very beautiful. Remember, your intuition is one of your anchor. You had the High Priestess, you had Apollo, which is linked to prophecy. Focus on listening to your own voice next year, my Sagittarius. Don't spend so much time looking at what other people are doing. You gotta focus on yourself. I think that's a big advice. Let's see what else you have. Surrender your attachments to results. The formula to success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. It's an invitation for patience. And hey, I'm an Aries, I hate patience, okay? When people tell me to be patient, I want to punch them in the face, so I understand it's annoying, but here, remember, you had the 7 of Earth, you had 2 fourths. So it's, again, we have this idea of commitment, showing up for yourself, working towards your goals, and then letting go. Again, we have this repeated theme for you guys. You're playing the long game. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So you're acting towards your goals, you're showing up for yourself, and then you let that go and you don't focus so much on the results, but you spend time having fun and nurturing your inner peace, right? make sure that you spend time focusing on this King of Swords and Queen of Wands energy we talked about. Okay, your animal for, oh, okay, you have the lion. We have honor your soul and celebrate its journey. Beautiful. So that's your animal guide for 2025 for my Sagittarius. All about your journey, celebrating how far you've come. Yeah, it's a powerful year for my Sagittarius. There's a lot of energies, you guys, it's a big year. Big work equal big wins, I'm hearing. Little message from your inner child for 2025. Let's see what we have. Oh, we have Bambi, and it says a beautiful friendship. So there's also here next year, I think, for my Sagittarius, an invitation to nurture those friendships in your life, or you can meet someone very special, a new friend, someone that really sees you and loves you for who you are. I feel like, yeah, there's opportunities here for meeting a very special friend next year. So, my Sagittarius, this is what I'm seeing for you guys for 2025. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you want to support my work, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. All of those things are free, but they're beautiful exchange of energy. I'm going to be posting next year monthly reading, go into detail, so you're prepared. I'm not going to leave you alone. Don't forget to check your sun, moon, and rising sign so that you get the most complete reading for you guys. And until my next video, I'm sending you so much good vibes and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye!